Hey everybody, it's time for the last part of our learning for today. Here's Little Tweet, I'm Mrs. Hill. So we're going to do science, and science today we're learning about something brand new. You really don't need very much. Oh guys, it's fun though, so stick around. But you really only need a piece of paper and a pencil. That's it. So if you need to, go ahead and pause the video and get a piece of paper and a pencil. All right, so I found this little video that I think is really cool. We're only going to watch a tiny bit of it, but this is going to show you what we're going to be talking about today.
Exploring textures.
Textures. What's that?
The way something feels is called texture.
Okay, the way something feels is called texture. So that's something that we're going to explore today. Let's take a look at our lesson. We're going to talk about the activity later, what you need the paper for. You are going to do some exploring different textures and drawing what things you felt and how they felt. But first, let's just read this part at the bottom. Texture is what objects are made of and the way the object feels to your touch. It is a physical property of an object. Think about why objects feel the way they do and have a discussion about it with an adult. Okay, so we're not going to do that quite yet, but basically the texture of an object is how it feels when you're holding it in your hand. And there are reasons why sometimes things feel differently. So we're going to explore that. First, would you like to come with me and Little Tweet and the Hill Kids to explore some textures in the woods? What do you think? All right, let's do it. Okay, I got the Hill Kids. Are you guys ready for a texture hunt? Yes. So we get to feel a whole bunch of different things and make observations about how they feel. Now, this is something you can do inside or outside. It's kind of fun to go outside and explore. Just make sure you're not touching anything that could be like poisonous, like poison ivy, like poison ivy. So if you are, if you're gonna do this outside later, make sure you have an adult telling you what you're allowed to touch, okay? All right, well, let's go. So we're gonna start with Neo. He doesn't love being held, but he's tolerating it. Okay, so Hill Kids, how does Neo feel?
He feels soft.
He feels soft.
And furry.
Yep, he's furry. Is there another word that you can think of?
Smooth.
Smooth, right? His fur is soft and smooth. Those are all good texture words. All right, Neo, you want to come with us on a texture hunt? Let's go. So as we're walking over to the woods, I noticed some bricks here. Everybody feel the bricks.
Rough.
Ooh, so this feels very different than Neo, huh?
Rough and bumpy.
Ooh.
Rough and bumpy.
Rough,
scratchy.
bumpy, scratchy. All of those are really good texture words. All right, good. Let's keep going. Guys, so we have a little goose friend here. This is a Canadian goose. I think it's called Canada geese. Now, this guy isn't that afraid of us. We're not going to try to touch him, but we can get a nice close look at him, right? And one of his feathers is falling out. Hey, Avery, don't walk after him. Say, guys, how do you think his feathers would feel? Leighton, what do you think? If we could touch him.
His feathers would probably feel sort of smooth.
Yeah, I'm thinking his feathers are probably pretty soft and smooth, right? Not rough like the brick. I don't know. I guess, you know what? If you rubbed his feathers backwards, it might feel a little bit rough. But if you rubbed his feathers kind of from his neck down to his tail, it would probably be very smooth. All right. Bye, little goosey. Can you go touch that tree, the one that's over close by Neo? Let's touch this tree. Tell me about how this tree feels.
It's sort of rough like the brick.
It's rough like the bricks.
And I think it feels bumpy.
Bumpy, that's another good word. Rough and bumpy. Both of those are great words.
It rips up.
It is fragile. That's a great word. I'm not sure if that's a texture word, but fragile is a really good word. You're right. Now, the tree, the whole tree isn't necessarily fragile, but maybe part of the bark is fragile. But our texture words, I'd say, are rough and bumpy.
This one's a gumball and it's really prickly.
Yes, definitely. So we call these things gumballs, and they are prickly, or you can maybe say spiky, right?
Mhm.
Cool. Thanks, Layton. Okay, we're gonna keep going. Neo, what did you find?
I found something.
You found something?
Yeah.
Okay, what?
It's a prickle bush.
Ooh, a prickle bush. Let's see. Oh yes, I see some big thorns. So what's the texture of that?
They're prickly.
Prickly.
And maybe
or
like
pointy.
bendy. They're bendy. This one's
Okay.
bendy for some reason. Can I feel?
Hey, buddy. What did you find? What'd you find?
That.
Sap. You guys, didn't we talk about sap and how sap drips out of trees? It's part of a tree. So tell me about the texture of the sap.
Sticky.
Ooh.
Very sticky.
Very sticky. Put your finger on there again. Oh, I see it stuck. Oh, sticky, sticky. Very sticky. Okay, Layton, what do you have, honey?
This leaf. And it's really smooth.
This leaf is very smooth. Good, and she had permission to touch this leaf because I told her it was a safe one to touch. But yeah, some leaves are not as smooth as this one, but this one is very smooth. It's not bumpy or rough at all. Awesome, thank you, honey. All right, Neo, what do you think? Do you think we found enough? You are so soft. Look how soft he is. All right, I think we found enough. I think we can go home now. Okay, guys, so here are some of the texture words that we used when we were on our little texture hunt. We found things that were smooth, rough, prickly, sticky, hard, soft, bumpy, and I added squishy. Even though we didn't use that word, squishy's a really good one. And also, one of my kids had said something about fragile, and I was like, I'm not sure if that's a texture word, but actually I was looking up texture words when we got back, and fragile is definitely a texture word. Now, there are many, many, many other texture words that are not on this list, but I just wrote down some. So here's what you guys are going to do now. It says, find 6 objects that feel significantly different from each other. So basically find 6 objects, either in your house or outside, that have different textures. Trace your hand in 6 places on the front and back of the recording sheet. Draw the objects you touched and write a word that describes its feel underneath each hand. Okay, I know that sounds a little bit confusing, but basically what that means is you are going to go on a texture hunt to either inside your house or outside your house. It's saying to trace your hand. My hand's pretty big, but it's saying to trace your hand maybe 3 times on the front of a piece of paper, 3 times on the back. It's really hard to trace your own hand, and some of you might not have an adult to help you. If you have an adult to help you, you can have them trace your hand 3 on the front, 3 on the back. If you don't have an adult to help you, you are just going to do this. You're going to get a crayon or a pencil or a marker and just draw. Whoa, sorry guys. Just draw like, woo, haha. It's tricky to do this. 3 circles, sort of circles. They're not really circles. That one's more like an oval. 3 circles on the front, 3 circles on the back, okay? Now I'm noticing that my marker actually looks like I can see it through the other side, so you might not want to use marker. You might want to use pencil. So let's say one of the objects I found was a little tweet, okay? I would draw a picture of a little tweet right here. Let me just do it real quick. Whoa, I'm not very good at doing quick drawing, but let's just say that is a little tweet. Of course, he has to have the puffs on the top of his head. Now I need to choose a texture word to describe how little tweet feels. Little tweet is squishy. Little tweet is soft and smooth. I think I'm going to write the word soft. So anywhere in this bubble, I can write soft. All right, so that is what you guys are going to do with your texture hunt. You are going to try to find 6 things that feel interesting to you. Draw them in 6 different hands or 6 different circles, and then label them with how they feel. Label them with a texture word. You may use the book spelling for any of these texture words, or if you think of different texture words that you want to use, you can ask an adult how to spell those words, or even better, just do sound spelling. It really does not need to be spelled correctly, okay, guys? Just do your best sound spelling. And that is the end of your science lesson. So why don't you go ahead and pause the video and go on your texture hunt and then do your texture paper. Here we go. Instead of showing you this, you may pause the video on those words. All right, everybody, you are all done with Learning with a Little Tweet. For today. I hope you worked hard. I hope you grew your brain and learned something new. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.